But anyways, the second one is young families. Teaching your young kids early about money. Now, when you have young kids, from my experience too, it's a great time to start teaching the basic concepts about money. It's not about going into heavy details, talking about exact debts and interest rates and lost opportunities, all that kind of stuff. But really, it's just starting to teach smart financial habits. So a part of it is making it age appropriate. Young kids don't need to know about the principal versus interest on a mortgage payment, variable and fixed, or retirement plans and using RSPs versus TFSAs and that kind of stuff. But really just teaching basics in terms of like, hey, why do you save money? What do you save money for? Spending money, taking part of that money and giving, giving back, helping others, doing different things. You can break down their income in those three pieces and explain how much money should they be saving. This is whatever works for you guys. There's a lot of different resources out there. Maybe sometime down the road, I'll kind of talk about pros and cons of different options. But for now, it's really just, hey, how much should you be putting towards savings for a future date? Why do you do that? And spending money now, having fun now. But it's making it fun. Using piggy banks, visual charts, little graphs. You could do a saving graph and little thermometer or something like that, and you kind of color it in, or I don't know, whatever. You paint a unicorn or something. As a unicorn, when the unicorn's horn glistens with glitter, then we can go make a purchase. I don't know, whatever it is, like just having fun with it. It's all good. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start getting them thinking that way and having fun with that kind of stuff. So simple ideas that you're making that work. But it'll also, like in that process, while you're teaching them, using examples that they can understand. Explain how money is used for things they see every day. You can explain to them about groceries, toys, family outings, going out to eat, doing stuff. Like I know one conversation I always had with my kids is sometimes they'd want to go out to eat, or they'd want to get dessert with the meal, or we'd go out and they're like, oh, let's go here and let's go eat here as well too. Let's go buy this other thing. And I help them understand. Hopefully, I'm still working on it, but I hope them understand that, hey, we're saying no to these purchases so that we can say yes to these other purchases. We're saying no to getting dessert with this meal because that's not really a top priority for us. We could have, we got some candies at home or wherever, we can do that. We're going to take that money so we can do this family trip this winter, or we can do this so we get our ski passes this year. So we're putting our money where it's really important to us, versus kind of just spending it wherever we want to. So hopefully, trying to teach them those kinds of things that you make those choices. So, again, details getting into, I think the difference between spending versus saving, introducing the idea that a portion of your money that they receive, whether it's allowances, birthdays, if you got to do chores, however you do this, again, every family is a little bit different. As long as these conversations are happening. The basis of it is, as long as these conversations are happening, you're going to be okay. Don't worry about the exact details of that. And I just think with that, suggest a rule of thumb. For every dollar you get, let's save 50 cents of that for something bigger. Let's save that for a bigger purchase. You take 25% or whatever, 30 cents, whatever, however you want to break that down. Anyways, maybe another day we'll do that. But then you got to understand those choices. Help them understand the concept of choices when it comes to spending money. They can get that toy now, or they can save and get a bigger toy or something that they really want later on. And I think giving back is a good thing as well too. Whether it's giving time or giving the money, it's just kind of showing them that donating that is a good opportunity for them to also receive. One thing I do say is, because especially I find with younger kids, making it positive and interactive. Asking them questions, making sure they're involved with it. You're not just kind of telling them, hey, we're saving up to do this. It's like, hey, what do you guys want to save up for? What do you guys want to work on? What's kind of important to you guys? And start having these kind of conversations so they can see the value of delayed gratification for things that they really want to accomplish. And I know that can change week to week, but gets the conversation started. And, the third one is, hey, if you've got teens at home, yesterday I entered that realm. I now got a teenager in my house. But it's really just helping prepare them for financial independence, helping them prepare themselves for that next stage of life. Because as kids grow into teenagers, they're closer to becoming, more dependent on themselves financially. I know sometimes that happens a little bit later than other times, but now is a great time to introduce more complex financial concepts. Whether they're saving for college or learning about credit cards or preparing for their first job and their paycheck and taxes and all these other deductions. The money meetings you have with them are really a chance to equip them with essential life skills. And these are important because I remember going to college And when I realized a lot of people, a lot of my college colleagues had no idea how to do their laundry. And it was guys and girls mix. Okay, so it's don't blame it just on the guys not knowing it. Girls didn't know either. And because my mom gave me a crash course about 2 weeks before I left, I was the resident expert. So I was able to help everyone to do that kind of stuff. But those things help. Understanding how to do these life skills, these things you're going to need to know to progress through life is going to make a big difference. So kind of some ways to have when you're having that conversation, ways to approach that is just involving them in the family budget. As they're a little bit older, they understand family's expenses. You can show them how much it costs to run a household. I've seen people do budgets where they have no idea what rent and groceries and all these other things. You can show them mortgage, utilities, groceries, insurances, maintenance. Give them a perspective on the value of money and the responsibility that comes with it. What they need to start preparing for, what they start thinking about. And just encourage an open dialogue. Let them ask questions. Be a part of the financial decisions, whether it's about saving up for something, open up them up a bank account. Just involving them in these decisions helps them feel more empowered. I know with my kids already, when I talk to them about like, hey, we're saving up for this. We're building our life so we can accomplish these goals. So we're saying no here. So now when we're going out, they're having those conversations. They're like, hey, can we buy this? And the other one will say, no, let's not buy that because we're going to go do this instead. So we don't need to do that. So we can do this. So it's just getting them on that same page. So instead of me kind of dictating or pushing down the goals to them, they're a part of that and they're encouraging and advocating for us to accomplish those things.